Today I am going to explain how to carry out the experiment or how to carry out a viscosity of an unknown liquid using various apparatus. There are many apparatus which are available to carry out or to find out the viscosity. One of them is Redwood viscometer. In our current laboratory we have Redwood viscometer. Here I am going to explain how to carry out the experiment or how to find out the viscosity of an unknown liquid. This setup consists of a cup, and at the bottom we have a jet hole, a small hole. And what you are supposed to do is, initially you have to clean this cup using tissue paper. Before that you have to use some solvent, then clean with the tissue paper, and even you have to clean the jet hole using this thread, because it's a very small hole. You have to clean that thread and close that hole. I will also call it as a knob. Then fill the oil up to the mark. There is a mark here inside. You can find a mark here. You can find a mark up to this point. You have to fill the liquid. Then insert the thermometer. The thermometer has been inserted, and you have to carry out the viscosity of the liquid for varied temperature. When temperature varies, viscosity also varies. That we are already studied in momentum transfer. Now what I will do, say about and this is our volumetric flask. See, this volumetric flask, you might have seen other types of volumetric. This is entirely different. This type of volumetric flask is used only for finding out the viscosity. You have to dry this volumetric flask and weigh the weight of the volumetric flask. Once you know the empty weight of the volumetric flask, keep this flask here at the bottom. Once this liquid has attained desired temperature, once you attain desired temperature, open the knob. When you open the knob, you know that liquid can flow from the bottom. As soon as you open, start the stop clock and start collecting oil up to a known level. Once you know this known level, close the knob and repeat this experiment for varying temperature. Meanwhile, we have to note down the weight of this volumetric flask with oil also. Calculation part will explain later.
So in the Redwood viscometer, you are calculating the viscosity of a given oil and also study the effect of temperature on viscosity. So in that calculation part, so here you are using the specific gravity bottle. So for that you have to find out the initial weight of the specific gravity bottle, which is required to clean before using the experiment. And then so you have to note down the rundown time to fill up that measuring flask or measuring volume, and then that time you have to note down, that is value of that, and then that is temperature, and then time seconds. So you have to note down the time, and then volume it is okay, how much you are used to find out the viscosity, and then weight of the oil and density of the oil. So and then in the calculation part, so kinetic viscosity is calculated by A into T minus B by T. Here the T value, whatever the rundown time, so you have to use that value, and then A and B values, so depends upon the timings. So suppose if the timing is lies between 34 to 100 degrees centigrade, 100 second, so you have to use 1.78, and value of A is 0.00267. and then if the value of t, that is more than 100 second, then you have to take 0.5, and value of A is 0.00247. So once if you done the kinematic viscosity, and then by using density of oil, so you can calculate the absolute viscosity of a given oil. And then in the graph, so absolute viscosity and then temperature. Okay, for different temperature you will get the different absolute viscosity, whatever the value you are getting. So you have to plot in the graph sheet, and then you have to infer the results, how the viscosity is changing with respect to the temperature. And then the result, finally the results you have to put it in the Stokes, that is the viscosity of oil.